it really kind of turned out not as good as what I was hoped. What did I just say? Welcome to the show. I am the Star Wars Daddy, and I'm bringing you another episode, and today is a special episode. I am on my way. Last minute, purchased a flight, me and my wife. We're headed down to Southern California, and we're going to go look at a gigantic Star Wars collection that fills a person's garage. He's got shelving going from the front of his garage to the back of his garage, multiple lines of shelving filled to the brim with boxed items, playsets, vehicles. There's some action figures, there's creatures, everything you could possibly imagine. I saw this thing on eBay. I've been sitting there for a long time. And then here in my personal life, I got a couple months kind of to spare. I was like, okay, well, let me reach out to this guy, see what's going on, and ask a couple questions and see if this is something doable. So right now, it is Thursday morning, May 1st. I'm about to get on a flight, or at least head to go get on a flight. I've got my backpack on. It's got a couple changes of clothes in there, all my toiletries, and we're going to head down to Hemet, California. And so this video is going to be a documentary, basically, of being here at my house right now, getting down there, checking it out, possibly purchasing it. I hope that's what ends up happening. And then I have to get a U-Haul. A giant 20-foot U-Haul is what it looks like I'm going to have to get, and drive 16 hours back from Hemet, get it all here, go through it all, make an inventory, price it all out to see where I'm at, to see if I'm making any money. And that's going to be the biggest question of this entire video. If I purchase this at the price the person's asking for, then can I make any money off of it? So from here on out, if this goes as planned, and I do purchase it and bring it back here, there'll be lots of videos that follow this that have to do with the price points that I'm bringing in. So my eBay listing videos that happen every single Wednesday that are recaps of all of the items I sold on eBay on the Sunday prior, and where I give shout outs to every single person that purchases from me. We crown a Daddy of the Week, which is the most prestigious award in all of collecting. We have a featured figure where you can learn about that figure on the collecting side of things with the COOs and the accessories and everything else you need to know about that figure. And then there's random winners. We give away stuff on that show as well. But I think what will end up happening is that as I sell the items from this collection, I think what I'll probably end up doing is just having a tally, maybe in the bottom corner, showing the amount I need to get to break even and where we're at as we sell every single week. And man, we're going to go from there. I do know, I've spoken to this seller, and I believe that Toy Scout, if you know Toy Scout on eBay, he also has a documentary that was done on him, I think on the CW network, about the gigantic Disney collection that he has. I think he has the world's largest. He was selling a lot of it off in auction, and he sells a ton of stuff. More stuff than you can possibly imagine on Toy Scout. Toy Scout, Toy Scout 2, Toy Scout 3 here on eBay. But when the way that the seller described who was coming, he didn't know who it was, but he described it. I was like, oh, that sounds a lot like Toy Scout and what he does. Setting up conventions all over cities, and they travel, and people bring toys and they purchase them at these conventions that happen all across the world, actually. And he said he was about a week away. So I had to make a quick decision. Purchase flights, let's go down there. The risk is what? Some time, some flights, and that's about it. So that's all I'm risking. But this will be, I'm going to film the entire thing in hopes that it all happens. And I'm glad you're here on this journey. Let's see I can go down there and get this collection. Let's look through it. And then if I purchase it, let's see if I can make money off of it. It's going to be unbelievable. I'm not really going to go into much housekeeping. This video is strictly about this documentary and what's going to happen. So I think from here, I think the best thing you can do is, if you want to support me, please hit the like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell notification, be notified, so you can be notified of all the upcoming content that's going to happen that stems off this video. I appreciate all of the support. Well, let's go. Let's go to the airport, and let's see what happens in this video.
Something changed, yeah. You don't see it, but I can feel it everywhere. It's funny how things change in an instant. Doesn't take much thinking, but everyone can feel it in the air. Do you know I'm fading from you? I can't say it, I hate the truth, boy.
Okay guys, I'm here finally in Hemet, California. It took a 3-hour Uber ride to get from LAX all the way out here to Hemet. The traffic was unbelievable. There was construction, there was a wreck. I don't know what was going on, but we're here and it is almost midnight. So we're ready to go to bed, and then we got to get up super early. We're gonna have breakfast here at the hotel, which I'm sure will be garbage. And then we're gonna be headed over to George's house, who owns the collection and the stores, and we're gonna go check that out in the morning. And so I think I'm just gonna get some sleep, and then I will catch up with you guys in the morning. The Uber driver was super personable, awesome, and we felt bad for him because now he's stuck out in the middle of nowhere and has to drive back. Probably only take 2 hours now because the traffic's died out. But we tipped him very well, I promise you. He was well taken care of for all the time that he had to put into getting us out here. And I think that's it. Good night, and we'll talk to you in the morning.
A few moments later.
Okay guys, it is almost 7 a.m. and we're about to take an Uber over to see this collection. It's happening right now.
Sorry, we have a ton of stuff out here, but I'll kind of show you where it's at. There is the back side of this aisle, the front side of that aisle. I'll move some of that stuff away. This whole aisle, this whole aisle, all this area, and then right here, this stuff I didn't have room for. This stuff here, here's the store stuff. And then I have
It's funny how things change in an instant.
bags.
Doesn't take much thinking,
Yeah, and then this side.
everyone can feel
Like I said,
it in the air. Do you know I'm fading from you?
this side.
I can't
So
say
if
it.
you want to start like over next year, then I'll start moving the rest of the stuff so you can get to it.
Okay.
How long you been doing this?
For like 12 years now.
Yeah.
And I've been collecting my whole life. And then, I realized when I was collecting that I could, instead of buying pieces individually, I could just buy collections, sell off what I don't need, and I could get it for free.
Sure.
And then that's where it started. Then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I can make a profit doing this. And then that just took over.
Yeah, I hear you. I started in 2003, so
You've been doing it a long time.
yeah. That's why I said it's probably time to pass it on to somebody else. Because
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, to be honest with you, I got 9 project cars going plus this.
Yeah.
You know, I got 5 different
it's a
things
lot.
going.
Yeah, life just get crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get this stuff out of the way for you.
It's like $1,000 right here. Some dust. Bunch of R2D2 is complete. All these. Oh my gosh. These all.
I thought I had it figured out. Believed in us, we were meant to be, no doubt. A teenage love, everybody else could see the way we were, living in a fantasy. When I kiss her, I don't know where we're going. I don't know at all. I don't know how we're growing. I'll be moving.
Okay, guys, I hope you can hear me. Hashish, check this thing out. I picked this one up. He gave this helmet to me. It was in his collection because I purchased all this stuff. It took us, it took about an hour of my wife getting things prepped while I got the truck, which was delayed by 3 hours from the pickup time. It is now 1:30 in the afternoon. We have 16 hours to drive. It's a nightmare. And we're heading out. It took us 2.5 hours with me helping when I got here, with an hour of Angie taking care of it. And then, man alive, that thing is full. You guys saw it. And now we're about to head home. We're going to stop at In-N-Out, of course, while we're here in California, and get some dinner at some point. But I think we're driving all night long. I don't know what else we're going to do because there's no lock for the back of the truck. They said there was. There's not. So I guess we go pick up a lock if we wanted to, if we're going to stay somewhere. But we'll figure it out. And I hope you've enjoyed the journey so far. And I can't wait to get this stuff home. And then we'll do a little show and tell of every item.
Sorry for the heartache and saying goodbye, for wasting your time, for wasting your time. I don't know.
Hey guys, we just stopped for the 8th time to fill up this tank of this this hog.
I can get 70 miles to the gallon on this hog.
It gets about perfect. It gets about 6 miles to the gallon. We put over $600 in gas on this trip, just in this thing. But check out the background; it's pretty cool. That's not bad. That's not bad for $600. All right, guys, we are home. I'm in the garage. We've got everything out of the U-Haul, and it doesn't look as daunting as it did when we were looking at the guy's collection, because everything right now is in. We still have 18 of those Home Depot moving boxes, extra larges, and they are packed to the brim. I've only opened up 3 of them, and here's the amount of stuff that was in the 3 of them. It was all these items, all these boxes, and they're stacked on top of each other. There's multiples underneath. We've got multiple rows of stuff going in there. And what I've kind of done as of this point is I have tried to figure out, what do we have in these boxes? Are they complete? What's missing? And unfortunately I've found some reproduction type parts. So, good news. I know what they are. I've pulled them out. I've started to put them into a box. I'll show you. All the stuff in here right now is reproduction parts. Unfortunately, that was definitely not part of the deal. But it is what it is now because I'm home. So shame on me for not checking everything, but it's not that much so far. And then I found a couple gems I'm going to go over here in a second. I'll show you what I found just in the first 3 big moving boxes, which is all this stuff. There were some things in there that I did not know were part of the collection. And so, with the reproduction stuff that I've started to find and maybe some incomplete stuff, the gems are actually taking care of any of those losses that I thought that I was having. And it's all just evening out. So what I'm hoping is, as we get through to all these boxes, and behind the boxes, there's stuff stacked into the cubbies there behind the boxes. But again, I've got another 18 boxes to open and to pull things out of. So we have so much stuff to still go. But there were some gems, which is great, which is what I was hoping for, because it's so hard to see. I wasn't able to look at every single box when I purchased this. I had to make a decision. And just looking at it roughly as I was walking through and adding things up in my head, it obviously made sense to bring this home and to pay for this collection. And so finding these little gems and little hidden things I didn't know about is definitely helping out any of the negatives that I'm possibly finding in any of the stuff. But so much stuff to go through. The easiest thing I can do at this point is to use one of these Home Depot boxes down here, open it up, tape it, and then take the same vehicles and put them into the box. So I'll take, let's say, all the X-Wings. I'm going to put every single X-Wing, all the parts for the X-Wings, all the boxes for the X-Wings, all the brochures, everything, and I'm going to put them into the Home Depot box. That way I can count them all, know how many I have, how many are complete. Then when I get ready to sell, and I've done that for every single thing that's in this collection, I can then take the nicest one that's complete with the box and then start selling the nicest ones first and then work my way through until we get to things that aren't complete or some really rough boxes or whatever else, which people are still going to want in their collections because, those will probably be sold at a discount because they're not complete. So that'll be more of the budget-friendly stuff will be kind of sold later on as we work our way through the nicer stuff up front so that I can help recoup the costs. And then hopefully we get to a point to where everything is just gravy after that. But I mean, here it all is, you guys. It's just absolutely insane. And I'm going to keep you guys informed throughout this video as I do exactly what I did here. And I laid out all these boxes and all the things. I'm going to do that to everything else that's left. And we should just have this giant stack of vintage toys. And it's going to look incredible. All right, guys. We're at a point now where I've spent 8 days in my garage, 8 hours a day. And I have finally made a complete inventory of every single thing that was inside these boxes, as far as just the actual Star Wars boxes, but also all the moving boxes. I've sorted through it all. I've tried to put like items stacked together, and then I've made a pricing point based on, eBay sold items for similar conditioned items and try to figure out where in the world we stand. And I can tell you there's some good news and there's some bad news. So what we're going to do is I think right here, I'm going to do, kind of an outro-ish type video. And then I'm going to do a little tour of everything that we have here so you can see it all. And then after that, I'm going to go over the bad news. Okay. Some bad stuff has happened that has squashed probably the majority of my profits. And then I will go over the gems I have found because there was things I didn't even see when I was looking through this collection. There's things that I didn't see that weren't in the pictures or in the communications, or stuff I kind of found inside other boxes, or just, when my wife was stacking stuff in boxes, I didn't even see the stuff she was putting in there. And we ended up with some pretty cool items that we will talk about also after this portion here. So you're going to want to stick around for that. Also, you're going to want to stick around for the disaster. Now I'll give you a little glimpse into what this disaster is. All the communication, whether it be verbal or written, from this seller on their eBay listing, as well as the communication back and forth between the two of us on text message and through eBay and through email maybe, and on a written sales agreement, all stated that everything in here was vintage Kenner Star Wars items. He mentioned that to me verbally and over the phone that about 90% of everything was complete inside these boxes. So, I go on this trip. I have a limited amount of time to look through the boxes. Now, I just stated to you, it's taken me 8 days, 8 hours a day in this garage to properly inventory every little piece and item and price everything to come up with what the value is. So I had to take a chance when I was there for this collection. And so, sometimes you roll the dice, you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose. And what ended up happening is we did not find 90% of the items complete. But let's hold on to that number because what we also found is a slew of 3D printed parts, reproductions, scattered throughout the entire collection. So when we thought we were at 60%, when I started pulling out the reproduction items and putting those aside, we've probably whittled our way down to 30% completed items. So there's listen, like the Dagobah playset, the little levitator piece, lots of reproductions of those. Now those aren't complete. We have reins for tauntauns, the reins that go around the neck and through the mouth. We had reproductions of those. Those are gone now. It's not complete. So there's many that aren't complete. Same with the dewback. The exact same scenario with the dewback. We thought we had many of them complete. They're not. We had canopies for the X-wing. Okay, we pulled some of those out. Now some of those aren't complete. We had even the laser cannons for the X-wings. We found reproduction, 3D printed parts of those. Y-wings, we found reproduction, 3D printed bombs. So there's not a single bomb now with all the Y-wings that we have. And it's quite a bummer, guys. That was not part of the agreement. But what am I supposed to do? Now, I did purchase this with PayPal goods and services. But in order to get a refund, because he's not going to agree to it, I guarantee you, if I went out and asked for a partial refund for all the reproductions I found, PayPal is going to make me prove that I've returned it, and he's signed for the, there's tracking, and he shows he signed for it and received it for PayPal to step in and refund me. Well, I'm not going to get another U-Haul, pack all this stuff up, drive all the way back down there. I can't prove that I've given it to him, right? There's no tracking. I would have to get a U-Haul. So there's nothing I can really do at this point. I could try to fight it and hope that he would just, say, hey, okay, I'll give you a few $1,000s back or something. But I think this one I'm just going to have to eat. This is a decision that I made. It was a business decision. Again, I knew other people were coming to look at it. There wasn't just one. I had a suspicion it was Toy Scout that was coming, and that probably still was happening. And then there was a couple other people that he mentioned were coming to look at it. So he pulled the listing off of eBay because he knew I was flying out, so that nobody bought it on eBay while I was looking at it. So he was being nice and considerate and holding it for me since I had flights that I proved to him that I had. And then and the guy, listen, the guy's a nice guy. Nothing wrong with the guy. It's very obvious that these reproductions were mass produced and he purchased them that way. He purchased them in bundles, in bulk of the tauntaun reins. They're all individually baggied, sealed baggies, and there were stacks of them, which when I'm looking through it very quickly, I'm just like, oh my gosh, look at all these reins. This is great. Oh, look at all the Y-wing bombs. Look at, this is great. So, when I'm visually looking through it quickly in a kind of a darker garage, even though in the video it doesn't look dark, the phone cameras made things look brighter than they were. It actually was kind of dim and dark in there. It was hard to see things. And again, I'm going off of his word. I'm going off of what is written. And so unfortunately, this is kind of sometimes how things happen. Now, is there some recoupable funds with the reproductions that we're going to look at here shortly? Yes. There are many people that collect differently from me. They just want things to look nice. They don't care if it's reproduction or not. They're purchasing it knowing it's reproduction. I would be selling it, indicating that it is absolutely a reproduction item. And if that's what somebody wants in their collection, that's great. There's no problem with that for someone else's collection, as long as it's staying in their collection and they're not selling it as something that's real when it's not real. That's where the problem comes in to the reproductions. And so I'm still going to be able to recoup some costs off the reproductions. Okay, so there's probably, $2,000 worth of reproduction value that's there. It's gonna be crazy. Just wait till you see all these reproductions. And I'm still, even as I've what's happened is I've pre-sold a bunch of items to my members. So memberships, there was a commercial that popped up. Being a member, you have early access to collections like this. If I get a collection like this, you can, not only do you get to see it early, you get to hand pick items that you want, and you pay me on PayPal, and I ship those items out to you. It avoids eBay. So you guarantee you're going to get items that you want, and you don't have to worry about auctions and losing them or being outbid. And so that is something I've added here just because this collection is so gigantic. I've got to get these items out of here. And so I was like, oh, what a perfect way to offer it to my members and give them early access. So that's what we've done. And so if you join memberships, you can do the exact same thing. You give me a list of the things that you want once you've seen this video, and we discuss things, and you pay me on PayPal, and I avoid fees on eBay, and I ship those things out to you, and you get the things that you need to fill holes in your collection. So that's perfect. And so as I've pulled some of these requests from people, the members, of items they've want, I double check and I go through with a fine tooth comb. I've also found a couple of more reproductions that slipped through my fingers. So before any of these things go out the door, and before I list them, as I'm listing them on eBay, I will then do a triple check on every little item and piece to make sure that what I'm selling you is absolutely Kenner-made items, vintage Star Wars, real stuff. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. And when you see how many reproductions I pulled out, you'll realize I probably did a pretty good job of cleaning those things up. But we will triple check. Nothing will go out of here unless it is stated strictly. This is reproduction. It's a custom item. Somebody's made this. It's 3D printed, whatever else. You're going to know exactly what you're purchasing. And I'm not probably going to intermingle real stuff with fake stuff. Like, I would be selling them completely separate. So like if you need Tauntaun reins, it'll be sold as an individual item. It won't be with another Tauntaun. Now, I will be selling Tauntauns that are missing reins, and you could purchase a Tauntaun missing the reins and then purchase a reproduction rein, and you can match them up at home and put them up for display. That's up to you. I just want to be, have full disclosure what is happening here with this collection and things that are kind of different than what I would normally sell. I definitely never sell reproduction items, and I have not. And so this will be a little bit of a change, but I understand that there are lots of members that reached out asking for reproduction items that they need for their collection. Those are expensive items, and it's hard to find them, and especially in nice condition, and somebody wants them for display. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's collection is exactly whatever your collection is. That is perfect for you. That's how you do it. And nobody can tell you otherwise, all right? I collect a certain way. You guys are all going to collect a certain way, and there's going to be some overlap on how we collect. And reproductions is definitely like an overlapping type thing or a custom item. So anyways, that is enough of that, guys. Let me give you a tour as quickly as I can, because this video is probably a long video at this point, and you're probably just wanting to get to the meat of stuff. And I'm just going to do a quick tour, show you what's going on in here, where we're at, and then we'll get into show you all the reproduction items, which I think I'm going to make a complete video about, so that we can analyze those things and you guys can see them. Since I have so many of them, it's probably a good time to make a video showing all the reproduction stuff. So you have a good idea of what to be looking for out there. And then we are going to go over the gems at the very end, and then I'll wrap it up with the outro. And that should be it. All right, here we are, guys. We are going to start off over here in the corner, and we've got a bunch of X-Wings. And these ones, I'm going to basically be able to get almost all of them complete that you're seeing on this table, and they're going to be matched up with all of these boxes. We've got tons of boxes. And so we should be able to I'm going to get them all up and running electronically, hopefully. And then we're going to get canopies for every single one of them. We're going to get the laser guns on them. We've got some stickers that are loose. We're going to try to get onto them as well, so they look super nice. And so we have a nice giant collection of them. We had some broken ones we couldn't fix. They've gone into like the broken garbage bin over here. That there's some other stuff. And then we've got some ones that are sitting here that all the wings are good. Everything's good on these. We're just going to not probably have canopies for these ones. I have laser guns for every single one of them, just not canopies. And then this is kind of like this box that we have. It's kind of like just a bunch of items that are just missing everything. It's like the shells of pieces and play sets. And we've got something kind of similar over here where these are just missing, enough things that they're going to sit in this box waiting for other parts to come in. We take a look at these Jabba the Hutt play sets. I don't know, there's like 15 of them with boxes, and I think I've got most all of them complete. There is a line art one that is hiding down in here, which I believe was made by Sears only, and so that one is in there. We've got 12-inch figures. They're all lined up back in here, 12-inch figures. There are tons of them. These are all stacked up. We got Darth Vaders, we got Princess Leia's, we got Chewbacca's, Luke Skywalker's, we got Jawas, we got Obi-Wan Kenobi's. Just a whole slew of those in there. We got a bunch of these Hoth, Ice, Planet play sets. I think there are 3 with boxes right here. And then we've got maybe 7 of them that are also complete. They'll be loose. We got tons of dewbacks, and we can see boxes have fallen from the stack that we have going on up here, where you can see we've got the Jabba the Hutt dungeon right there. It's just going to be missing some parts and the figures. We got tons of Scout Walkers, and there's Rancor monsters in boxes that are stacked behind these Scout Walkers. We have tons of them. I think there's like, I don't know, 7, 8 boxed Rancor monsters. Now, they don't have their inserts. They're loose inside the box, along with these ATSTs as well. They're going to be loose inside the box, but we have lots of them that are going to be complete for you. And then down in here, I've actually not completed a full inventory here. We got a whole bunch of die-cast vehicles and card backs, and there's all kinds of stuff hiding underneath those wrappers right there. Tons of Dagobah playsets. They're stacked up behind there. I've got one over here. I've got one over here, another one here. There's tons of them. Most of the boxes are actually pretty nice. They're going to be missing that levitator piece for R2-D2. And then some of them I'm going to be missing, like the tree part and maybe some of those, the silver boxes. I might be missing some of those as well. So I'm working on trying to get more of them to complete, to get near complete on these Dagobah play sets to get them out because the boxes are so nice. And then here's, look, more dewbacks are in here. Another Scout Walker, another Scout, ATSC up there. We got Turret and Probot play sets that are all complete. We've got these Imperial attack bases. Take a look at how many we have down here in boxes. Tons of them, and they're going to all be complete as well. And then we've got this Creature Cantina action play set, and I think we have one that's been spoken for. We have 3 more that are complete, and then the rest of them will be missing probably the backgrounds and maybe some of the door pieces, but probably another good chunk of them are near complete, and we just need a part here or there. But there's some instructions for the Turret and Probot playset. These, let's see here. Let me take a look. Oh, look at all these Millennium Falcon boxes. And I think I've got a Millennium Falcon for every single box. Whether or not they're going to be complete, I can tell you that we're missing some canopy, like the glass part of the canopy on the majority of them, and we're missing the training balls. The training balls ended up being all reproductions, and so those ones were pulled out. But otherwise, the boxes, honestly, are all in pretty nice condition. We've got some Star Wars racetrack. We got some Empire Strikes Back racetrack. We've got, I think, a Return of the Jedi. I don't even see a Return of the Jedi. I think it's all Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars. And then we've got this one over here, which is, I think, is the Canadian released one right here. So that was kind of a cool find. Tons of Y-Wings. So the boxes, they just stack on up. We got Y-Wings up here. We're going to be missing the bombs for sure. I've got a couple missing the top guns as well. So, we're going to have to, these ones might be a slower sell as I try to get more pieces for them. I don't know how that's going to actually go, but we got a whole bunch of boxes that are in varying shapes and conditions. But they will, most all of them have one side that displays very nicely. And look at this. This B-Wing is this box is getting destroyed right here. So we got these B-Wings, and I have sold 2 of them already. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more that are complete inside of their boxes. And then I think we've got one missing a canopy up here at the top. But otherwise, we had 7. I mean, when is the last time we saw 7 complete B-Wings inside of their boxes? I don't know of a time I've ever seen that. And down here, we've got the Darth Vader Star Destroyer. We got 3 boxes. I think we've got 3 of them that are complete inside, just missing all the inserts. I got a whole bunch of stuff happening on top. I've got to assemble this stuff, and there's some parts in here that are going to go into some of these other incomplete items that we've talked about. So I've got a stack going right here. And behind it, let me see what's behind these. What do we got behind? Oh my gosh. So I think we have 6 Death Star PlayStation, the space station here, the Death Star playset. We've got 6 boxes for them that are all in awesome condition. I think we have maybe 2 Death Stars that would be near complete to go inside of these boxes. Otherwise, that's about it. So we're going to be selling those as boxes because they're so nice, and people definitely want to have those in their collection. Look at this, 6 Ewok Village boxes that are all beautiful, beautiful boxes for them. And I think I've got an Ewok Village for every single box. And the completeness, we might only have like 2 that are complete, while the rest of them are almost near complete and getting down to not complete at all. Just have the base, the base parts. We've got 4 AT-ATs, 3 boxes, 1 on top. And I think we've sold, 1 has been claimed but not paid for yet. And I think we've got 1 more that's complete and 1 that will just be missing 1 chin gun. And then we've got two, I think these two at the top are missing their chin guns completely. I've got the top parts for them, those the canopy parts for the cockpit area, so they'll just be missing chin guns for these top two. We have 4 tie interceptors to go along with 3 loose ones that are down here. Those boxes are actually in really nice condition that are there. And then we have tons. Look at these TIE fighters, you guys. Boxed TIE fighters, and those are all complete inside those TIE fighters. Then we have the Darth Vader TIE fighters, and those are, again, all complete. It's just unbelievable. Over here, we got snow speeders, and the snow speeders, look at this, you guys. I mean, what are we talking about? I've got snow speeders, I mean, up to my armpits, literally. This actually comes up to my eye level right here. And then we've got the Land of the Jawas playset, and a lot of these are complete. So even have the little pegs, those peg pieces that are always missing. We have the majority of these have all of that, so you can get some really nice Land of the Jawa playsets. The twin pod cloud cars, these are all complete. They have all their canopies. It's unbelievable. There's another Land of the Jawas playset that's hiding up there. And here's a bunch of Tauntauns. We got some open belly ones. There is one of the gems that is in there that we'll discuss later. And we got a bunch of the closed belly Tauntauns. Now we're going to be missing some reins. There may be some inserts in some of these, and overall some of the boxes are going to be worn, but not bad overall. And then we've got tons of these electronic battle command games, and most of them are all complete. They go back, I think, 2. There's 2 back there, and those go down to a point where we have those remote control R2-D2s that we can see, and we've got 2 rows of those on both sides of the Tauntauns, and I think we've got maybe half of them are actually complete with the antennas and everything else. We got a bunch of boxed Wampas that are, again, have been opened. No inserts, just a box and nice Wampas. There are barely any yellowed Wampas. They're actually in pretty nice shape. And then we got a couple that are hiding right up in here. This gun will probably be a feature of one of the hidden gems. And then as we come down, look at this, we got some droid factories that are going to be, 2 of them are complete. One of them is near complete. And then one of them at least has a couple R2-D2 parts and maybe a missing part here or there. But these are all going to be in pretty nice condition and complete. We have these gliders, the Ewok combat gliders, and they're all complete minus, I think, 1 or 2 just is missing the, like the stick part that is the part that holds the Ewok up. I have the underneath part that goes under the belly of the Ewok. It's just the part that hangs down that the Ewok slides into. I am missing 2 of those. So otherwise, the rest of those are going to be complete. These Sice Noodles Mans, look how many boxes we have. None of them have accessories except maybe a couple. There's a couple microphones in there. The pianos are in every single one of these, and we have 3 figures in every single one of these boxes. So, hopefully those will sell. And quickly, I'll just go over to the slave ones. Look at all these slave ones. We have all these. We have 2 over here, and I believe we have 4 or 5 of these that are all the way complete. And then the only thing missing on the other ones would be the ramp. Missing the ramps, the black ramp on the back. Over here, we've got that Rebel transport, and we have, I think, 6 very nice boxes. Maybe this one right here is the worst of the 2. It's just missing the flaps on top. But we have, I think there's 4 complete ones, all the way complete. Then there's the two that are in the boxes that would not be complete are missing the underneath door and maybe one of the guns. We have these guns that are right there by Obi-Wan and Leia. And I think that there's either 1 or 2 missing for both, but they have the platform that holds them, just missing some guns. So you'll see those coming up for sale. And then we got speeder bikes like crazy. This doesn't do it justice. We got it stacking up right here. I think there are some somewhere else as well. Oh, one of them is down in here. So we've got all these speeder bikes, and they're gonna be missing flaps. There's a few that'll be complete all the way, and then every single one of them is missing flaps. So they have everything else, so they look nice. So if you have flaps, you're looking for the box, this is perfect for you. We have a bunch of these Imperial Troop transports. They're all in there. The boxes are all missing one side of flaps, every single box. I don't have a perfect box in here, but they're nice for display. And there's some that are missing stickers, like this one's missing stickers, and this one's missing stickers, and this one's missing a door sticker, but it has, the front stickers right in there. So we still have stuff going on with these. We have a bunch of them that are complete. I have not checked batteries on them. Who knows? but they'll be nice for someone's collection. And then we look over here, we have land speeders like crazy. This isn't even all of them. I've got more of them that are up here on a table, and they are all going to be complete. Every single one of them is complete. We got some more that are hiding down here underneath this sealed C3PO collector's case, which is nice. We have a bunch of boxed die-cast playsets that are all complete. So all these ones that you're seeing right here, they're all complete except one of these is missing one figure. I think it's this one that's on top. It's missing one item, and otherwise they're all complete. So that's pretty cool to have found those. And then I have a whole bunch of extra parts that are just stacked up with the different figures and all kinds of stuff. So hopefully I'll sell those as like one big lot of the extras. Underneath, it's hard to see, but we got the it's called the Electronic Laser Battle Game, and there's about 12 of those. You just can't see them. They're stacked up by 2. They're underneath these. They're behind this. And I have maybe 8 of them that are complete. I'm missing the plugs for some of them, and that's about it. Otherwise, all the other parts are there. Hey, it's me, Carl, a rebel soldier, and I'm back on Hoth again, searching for all those amazing perks that come with the Star Wars Daddy membership program here on YouTube, which I just signed up for. At least it's safe here now that the Empire has been destroyed. Wait, what's that? Ah! Oh no, the Wampa got me? The only way for me to get out of this situation is by using the Force. The Force that comes from the Star Wars Daddy membership perks, like member-only monthly giveaways. Free action figures and Star Wars Daddy stickers on your next eBay purchase. Free eBay shipping on all action figures and accessories in the middle and top tiers of memberships. And the Star Wars Daddy t-shirt I'm wearing after certain tenure. There are even more perks, but I don't have time to list them all off with this Wampa situation. I've got to use all these membership perks. I'm feeling the Force. I'm feeling the Force. Memberships! Have you even seen this Give a Show projector? Take a look. There it is. And we have, I think, 5 or 6 of these that are actually complete. And then we have some of them that are missing the batteries, the battery cover for the actual projector. And then we have a bunch of these. Oops. And then we have a bunch of these, which is the movie viewer. We have 4 that are loose. We have 2 in a box. You just can't see them. And they all work. And then we've got another C3PO case. Just it's not sealed, but it's all complete on the inside. So just a bunch of incredible items. Here's some of that, some of the Death Star play sets I've got set aside. And then over here, we've got somebody's items that they've asked to claim. And so, they got a bunch of incredible items. And so hopefully this one goes through. That's going to be a big chunk of money. But, there it is, guys. It's absolutely insane, the amount of Star Wars items. Look how high it goes. I mean, it's just, this is nuts. We have items that we didn't even get to just in this little clip. It's just unbelievable. So tons of work that has been put into all of this, but these are all going to be for sale on eBay starting here Sunday when this video comes out. And if you become a member under the Daddy and Big Daddy memberships, which is the middle and top tier, the more expensive ones, you will have access to claim any of these items ahead of time and to pay over PayPal and have me ship all these things out to you to ensure that you're going to get the items that you want. I've been pretty reasonable with prices. Basically, I've just been looking at what is sold on eBay. I take out the outliers, the highest price one that somebody overpaid, the super low price that somebody got a steal on, and I try to average out what the average is for the sales that have happened in the last couple months and try to match it up with, you know, the exact like item as far as what the box condition is, how complete is it. And so that is one way that you can get your hands on some of these items. And we'd love to have you on memberships anyways. You saw the commercial, tons of incredible things I'm giving away. And we would love to have you be a part of this community. But man, thank you for being along this journey and checking out all these items. Let's get on to the reproductions. Okay, guys, here is all the reproductions. It is on this table. Everything you see here is reproductions. And you're going to notice a lot of expensive items that really are the things that are missing or broken on many of your creatures, playsets, vehicles, just, you know, some accessories in general. There's just a lot of stuff on this table. And as I was going through all of these items in the collection, and I'm seeing these scattered throughout, and they're all next to legit items, it was really hard to determine at that point without having them, you know, in the correct lighting with magnification, comparing them directly to something I know is real. And then it was very obvious that there was these reproductions in here. I mean, look at this. There was reproduction boxes. Like these, this isn't even a real box. It's fake. I've never even seen fake boxes. Why would somebody take the time to make a reproduction box for the movie viewer? I don't know. And then when we go look underneath that, we've got all these backgrounds for the Cantina Creature playset. We have all these stickers that are happening in there. There's a bunch of instruction manuals that are just printed out. Big stack here. It doesn't look that big. There's tons of items in here. And then these go with that Hoth Ice Planet playset thing with the background that is right here. So I have 3 of these backgrounds. They're all fake. And the only reason I knew that is because there was 2 real ones in there that were much thinner with cardboard. They looked older, and the prints, this was too bright and colorful, these prints that are on these 3. But these are the little tabs that would then go with it. And then look at all these ramps for the Boba Fett Slave 1. That was unfortunate. We've got the canopies for the X-Wings. Look at all of these. It's hard to see with the lights on. But these are all the flaps for all those speeder bikes that I had to pull off the speeder bikes. All fake. X-Wing lasers, the bombs for the TIE Bomber. Look at these parts. These parts are fake. They're like made of rubber. They're super flexible. They're not correct. And even those little tab things, whatever you call those are fake. They're made of hard plastic. They should be soft plastic. It's like the opposite. These should have been a harder material, the main legs and stuff like that. And these should have been soft for the little tabs. And it was the exact opposite. These are super flimsy and rubbery, and these were hard as rock. So that was a big bummer. And then you look at, we got all these things for the Millennium Falcon. We've got the struts. We've got all the training balls. Those are all fake. We've got Y-wing front guns. Look at this. We've got the rope for the Death Star playset. We've got the harpoon set up for the Snowspeeder. We've got fake microphones and flutes for the Max Rebo band. There is even more stuff for the Y-wing. We got the Top Gun and more of the front guns. We've got the Dagobah playset pieces, a whole bunch of the levitators, all fake. These 2 for the, what is it, Darth Vader TIE Fighter, or maybe it's for the TIE Interceptor. Those are 3D printed. So those are fake. Sets of doors that are 3D printed. AT-AT parts right here, 3D printed. The Star Destroyer playset, that little piece is fake, 3D printed for the same playset. For the same playset, all 3D printed. Look at all of these Tauntaun reins, all fake. Dewback reins, fake. So as you can see, quite a situation. I mean, all of those for the Y-wing, all those struts, they're all 3D printed. And this was kind of the crazy thing. I've got these Dianoga trash monsters that are all 3D printed. You know, those are actually kind of cool. Like, if we are establishing them as 3D printed, these are going to be great giveaways on the channel. I will probably throw those in with this month's member-only drawings. Whoever wins an item will also receive one of these to put in their collection. They're actually pretty cool. But the unfortunate part is that, you know, these were in the Death Star playset boxes. So as I'm looking into a dark box, I'm seeing these in there. And then it wasn't until after I got home I found a bag that had another, I don't know, dozen of them in them. And I was like, uh-oh, wait a second. Why are there so many of these? And why are they so hard? And I was like, oh my gosh, they're 3D printed. So that is what's happened. Quite a haul of fake items. Oh, a couple more here. These are the windshields for the die-cast land speeder. There's 3 of them in there. And those are obviously fake. Oh, and sorry, more chin guns. Chin guns for the AT-AT. Obviously, those look nicer than when they came out of the Kenner factory originally. So, again, tons of stuff. And I mean, just add up the value. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think these reproductions value at when you can't even see all the stickers. I thought they were, you know, some of these I saw inside of the boxes, so I thought they were just unused sticker sheets. And, I mean, it's massive, the amount of stickers and stuff that are inside of here. It just keeps going and going and going. So, you know, let me know what you guys think. This is a loss in value, especially when I'm assuming everything is real, because that's what's been, you know, presented to me. It's what's been communicated to me. And I couldn't tell the difference in a dark garage looking in dark boxes, you know, surrounded by other parts and everything. There's no way to have used a fine-tooth comb with the amount of time I had with this collection. So it's a bummer. But I will try to, I know that, again, I've said this probably already in the video, I know there's people that need these items. That's for their own collection. They're not trying to take advantage of anybody. They just want to have complete items in their collection. And these are expensive pieces. And so the affordable way to do that in someone's collection is to get pieces like this to just complete something and make it look nice. And I get that. And so I'm going to try to recoup what I can, but it'll be very obvious that these are custom reproductions. These are not real Star Wars items. They're all fake. And so they will be sold accordingly. And so hopefully I can somehow recoup some of the costs that I've lost here by just selling these reproduction parts. All right, let's go over some of the items that I felt were kind of gems in this collection that I was not aware that were going to be in the collection, or different variants. Anything like that is going to happen right now at the back end portion. This is kind of like, you know, where do we make up for all of those reproductions? We're not going to. Okay, I can tell you that right now, but this at least helps. It adds some pretty cool items into what's going to be for sale here soon. And this first item is something he gave me. So as I'd finished loading up the truck, he said, hey, wait, I got one more thing for you. He ran inside where he had given us a tour of his collection and what was in there. And there was this one Star Wars helmet that I thought was really cool. And I had just, you know, said something in passing, and he ran in and he grabbed this helmet for me. And here it is. It's your Hoth Stormtrooper helmet. You can see through the eyes if you put it on your head. It's actually, you know, this is actually see-through, and there it all is. And it's got all of that padding on the inside, the padding for your head, and it fits very well. The only issue is I was doing a little bit of research right before making this video, and I couldn't find this, you know, online. I found one that was like $500, which is about what he said it was worth when we were first talking to him, when we were looking at his collection. And then I looked at the back here, and there's this little symbol. Is the only symbol I could find, that little X, and there's some writing underneath that you can't read. And so the $500 ones that I found did not have that symbol on the back. It was just painted through solid right there. And so I did a little Google AI image search of that and found that this exact helmet here is being sold on Amazon for $110. And it actually has this exact same symbol on the back. And so again, even though he was being nice and handing me something, the value that he gave for it was $500, and it's actually the $100 version. So, you know, pretty consistent here with what's been happening with this collection and what he's been telling me. Now, I can't imagine that he would talk it up like that and then, you know, go give it to me knowing that it was not the expensive version. My guess is with this one, he thought it was the expensive version. He thought he was doing something really nice. And so I can't slight him for that. He gave it to me for free. This was in his personal collection. I saw it with all the other helmets he had. And so, you know, it is what it is. And this is, I find this really cool, and it's going to go into my collection with all the other helmets that I have in my collection. So I appreciate it. All right, this next item is a sealed Y-Wing fighter. It's die cast. The bubble is coming up, so I can tell you that the bubble is pulling off a little bit, but it's got the bomb, and it looks like it's never been taken out. I don't know how you would have taken it out, because the cardboard looks like it's all sealed up, and the blister is kind of stuck behind that, and so it would have been quite a project to have been able to get that out without ripping the entire blister off. And I can see that the blister's mostly, well, at least 1/3 to 1/2 of it is still sealed on the box. But it doesn't have, I mean, looks like it's in mint condition. The paint is beautiful on it. Everything is perfectly white. It just looks like a super nice version. Now we've got some tape here where some damage took place. There is some wear and tear to the box for sure. There's no question about that. But look how nice this back looks. I mean, it's very displayable like this. A little bit of a litho tear right here. But, you know, overall, that looks very nice in someone's collection, just sitting like this. And we might as well just stick with the die cast. Here is a mint on card land speeder. It's from the Star Wars race track card back, and it says die cast metal, high impact plastic. Now, the blister is starting to wear a little bit. It's actually, the blister is sealed, but the blister is cracked down here just from age, and it's starting to pull up a little bit, and you can see some damage. So, you know, something dinged up against the blister, probably, you know, it was maybe in some sort of package, it was bouncing around, and so it's flaked off some of the paint that's on there, but otherwise, you know, it's all complete. It's pretty nice. And let's take a look at the back of this 12 back type card here, and still pretty nice overall. We've got, someone took out the proof of purchase down here, which we see a lot. And the only problem with this is that the weight of this die-cast vehicle, it wants to push through the rest of the blister. So when someone displays this, they're going to need some sort of a blister support to hold up this figure so it doesn't just break through over time. But thought this was cool that we have something that's sealed on the card. All right, here is a card back. It has most of the blister on it. We've got some of the blister that's broken off from age. But this is your C-3PO Takara, the one that was released in Japan. There's that Japanese sticker right there. Look how cool that thing is. And I have never had a Takara C-3PO. So that is something that has been missing from my collection. I do not have the Takara that says Japan on the back of the leg. Here's the back of that 12-back card. So it's in excellent condition as far as the card is concerned. There is a little crease right up here, but for the most part, it's very displayable. And we just have that yellowing that's happened to the blister, and it's just from age, it's cracked away. But it's in this nice protective little star case, and so, you know, hopefully somebody needs this for their collection. But my guess is it'll go for quite a premium since it's the Takara card back, and you don't see these too often. All right, next item is a Tauntaun. It's the open belly version. And look how white, first of all, look how white they make that open belly look. I've never seen one that white. I can't imagine that they were that white, like as white as the paint is. They always had like a slight little like cream color to them, the best I've ever seen. And so anyways, here's a box. And the reason why we pulled this one out is because it is a Palatoy. So it's released in the UK. Pretty cool to get a European released version of this. There's the Palatoy logo as well right here. Yeah, some damage. We got some some tape. Somebody, whoever had this, taped it up to try to keep the box as good as they could. I think it's pretty cool down here. They've got this bounty hunter, these little symbols down here. I have no idea what that means. We've got 3 bounty hunters on there. And so, yeah, box is pretty beat up, but we do have a Tauntaun in there. It's just there's no reins or anything with it. So here is an INT4, and if you're looking at that logo, La Guerre des Étoiles. I don't know how to pronounce it. Figurinas non-inclusis. So it does not include the figures. I think you can see that there. This is a Meccano. So this is a French released figure. It does have the Clipper information on it. And we're going to pull that up right here. So we can see right here, we can see that we have Meccano. And then right over here, we got Clipper, Amsterdam, Brussels. So not sure exactly where this would have been released, if it was actually in France or if this was done in Amsterdam where it would have been released. but it has the Paris address on there. Pretty cool overall, and we have the INT4 inside. And it did come with these instructions, but these instructions are all in English. So my guess is that he put different instructions inside the previous owner. And then here we've got that INT4 vehicle. It's all complete. Let's take a look inside. Yep. And where does it say this one was made? I think they all say Macau, if I remember right. So I think that they're just imported parts, my guess. And so I don't even know if there's a way to tell in a Meccano version compared to the regular one, because I believe they were just imported in. But somebody would be purchasing this, I believe, because of the box. And we're having fun here because the gun, let's take the gun off. But, you know, pretty nice box overall. Very displayable, and it's Meccano, so that will be pretty cool. All right, here we've got a Star Wars laser pistol for Han Solo. And this is actually pretty scarce. I just saw one sell on eBay. Actually, it wasn't even in nice a condition. It was in worse condition. The box, I believe this part right here, this thing had been cut out and was sitting inside of the box. So this is actually, you know, a flap that's on the box. The only difference for me is that we've got a, you know, a more modern tie here. I think they're supposed to have white ties or black ties, and we've got a modern one there. But it's all complete. We've got the cover here. We've got the knobs to keep it locked in. And the box has a little bit of damage to it, but an overall, I mean, look at the back. Look how nice that displays. It's really nice, honestly, for most of the box, except for just kind of like this bottom area that's got some wear. And yeah, it's just this bottom part has wear. The rest of the box is in very nice condition, and it looks to be unused. But this was pretty cool. I have never had a box in my collection. And okay, I wanted to get some of these games in here. I know that nobody really cares about games, but we got some cool ones, okay? This is a Canada-released game, and it's called the Jeu game. If you can see right here. I assume that's how you pronounce it, because it can be in French. So Jeu game, Jeu game. I don't even know what that means. Who knows? Let's look at the back. But overall, pretty nice condition. And yeah, this is the one that was released in Canada by Parker Brothers in Ontario. And I'm not sure the completeness of it. It looks like, when I open it up, it looks to be almost very nice condition. And all that, look, you can see the parts there. It looks like there's a lot of parts. We've got this board game here, and it is in French. We can see right here the trash compactor. We got Comprimeur d'Ordures. So I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. And looks like there's a lot of cards in here. We got a lot of figures. This could be complete, and if it is in Canada in French, maybe that'll have some sort of a premium to it. And then I have one more game, and this one, look at this one. Krieg der Stern. Die Flucht vom Todesstern. This is German. This is the German-released version of this Star Wars game by Parker. And let's take a look at the back. It's going to be a little bit different here. It's all, you know, all in German here. Pretty cool overall. Let's take a look inside and see what we have. I think this one is going to look to be almost as complete as the other one that we just looked at. So let's take a look at this game board. Is there anything different? Everything's in German. So we can see they didn't even put English on this thing. It's just German everywhere on this board. Let me see if I can get this board in here. Yeah, there you go. Look at that logo up there, the Krieg der Stern. Pretty awesome. And I lied. There are no game pieces in this one. So I'm gonna just take a look underneath. Oh, there they are. Yes, they are. Look at this. See, that's why you always look under everything. So all the game pieces are all nice and individually bagged here. And I can see it's in German. So we know we've got the German pieces. This is actually really cool. We just discovered something live on this episode. Love when that stuff works out. Let's see if we can get this. That stuff might not go back in there because of the baggie. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this right back underneath there to protect it so that we don't hurt anything. Get the game board back on there. And now we know we've got what appears to be the complete German version of this game. And again, hopefully that goes for a premium. All right, next on the list is one of those blow-up lightsabers. I've never had one of these in my collection. Never. And so we're going to open this thing up. Obviously the box, man, box has been abused, but we have a box, and this side doesn't look so bad. It's just, unfortunately, it's not the part that actually would have, shown the saber like this, or these people playing with it. So maybe you display it like this on your wall, on the shelf, something like this. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at what comes with this item. Okay, so we have a bunch of pieces here. I don't know what any of these pieces do. My guess is this goes up through the flashlight, right? So first of all, we got a flashlight, right? Some batteries are going to go in here. You got an on button, and then boom, you're going to have light. Look at that lightsaber right here on the side. Look how cool this thing is. And then my guess is this thing would what? Slide up here like this? I mean, am I an idiot? Like, what does this thing do? Maybe it just, no, it doesn't pop on there. Does it pop on like this? Oh, maybe it pops on like that. And then the blow up part, you'd, blow this thing up. I don't want to put my lips on it. And it would probably go in here like this. And then you'd have the lightsaber that's coming out. And what they've thrown in is they've thrown in some of the vinyl plastic repair kit. And that's all sealed up. So that's nice. And we've got kind of a damaged instruction manual here. Oh, okay, yeah, look, I was right. See, you put that thing on the top. Perfect. And there's the instructions. And then we've got the little sales sheet. But it looks like it's all here, but pretty cool item. And I'm sure that's going to fetch a pretty good amount, even though the box is damaged, because everything's complete, even with this little, repair kit thing that I'm sure that people would be looking for. I think a little cleaning might need to take place just on this thing. We got some weird, kind of dust and dirt stains on it. So somebody would need to clean that, make that look nice, but pretty cool item. Now we're going to go through 3 snow speeders here. And the reason why is because they're all released in different countries. So this one, they're all complete as well inside. And I believe they all have the cardboard inserts. We can even see a sales sheet that's trying to pop out of this box. But this one first is from Canada. So we've got that pink background here. Right there, we got the La Guerre des Étoiles. And then here's the other side. And we got a little bit of damage, here and there. But this is a Canadian release, all complete. Cardboard inserts, a little bit of damage here, obviously. But a complete Canada in a pretty decent box. You get an acrylic case to go with this. And that will kind of flatten, the top down here. And look at that. Once you push the top down, it actually displays very nice. So you got your Canadian version there. And then the next one here is Palatoy. So the UK released version. And we're going to see that right up here on top. We're going to see that it says Palatoy right here. Palatoy division. And it says it's in Leicester, England. So there it is. And again, this is something that's all complete as well, in a very nice box. I mean, take a look at that. That's going to display incredible in somebody's collection. A little bit of, somebody wrote something down here, a little scribble in ink, unfortunately. But the rest of it is in great condition. Look at this thing. Beautiful. So now we've got the UK. And last of these snow speeders, this is the Meccano. And this thing is beautiful. Look at this box. Tell me this thing isn't amazing. I mean, this is just absolutely beautiful. It is, I always send my items off to be graded. This thing is probably, the box is probably in 60 shape overall. We got a little, tab broken up here and a little bit of wear up in there. But I mean, for what this is, it is just in excellent condition. The box shape is just almost perfect. There's no dents or anything like that. You got just some little bit of wear and creasing and stuff. But again, the Meccano, so this would have been the French released figure. It's got the clipper stuff on there too. And so there it all is. We have 3 of them. We had the Canada released with the French writing on it. We had the Palatoy, which is the UK released, and this Meccano, which is French released. It's just absolutely incredible. We have all 3 of those versions. And upstairs in the collection, we have all of the, just normal ones that were released in the US. So just pretty cool overall. Okay, the reason why I'm showing this, I was hoping that this Master Replica's Darth Vader lightsaber was going to be one of those expensive ones. It's like, goes for almost $1,000, but this is not that version. This is like $130 to 150. The box is in very nice condition, and when we open it up, we're going to see that this saber looks like it's never been touched. I mean, it's still inside of the foam. I think it actually might work. I don't know how to turn it on, but my wife said that when she was packaging this, she could hear this thing making noise. Now, who knows what she was hearing? She thinks it was this, but I'm not seeing a way. I don't know how to turn this thing on. But we've got this big Master Replicas, you know, lightsaber. And I mean, look at this box. The box looks in great condition. Now, I might end up having to keep this or sell it local because I don't have a box this is going to fit into. I have some other lightsaber boxes, but they're actually smaller. This is actually a pretty big box in comparison to some of the like Theory Saber boxes that I get when I'm getting sabers from them. I compared it, and this is like twice the size of a Theory Saber box that they ship stuff in. So that's not going to work. So there's no way I can ship this thing. It's just too long. And so my guess is I'm going to end up having to keep it or sell it here local and have somebody local come pick it up. And last but not least, the highlight of this entire collection, worth everything that I did. The 20 hours in a U-Haul, flying down there, spending this money, going through hours and hours and hours of inventory and pricing, and what I'm about to go through with all of the shipping, and the time that this collection is going to take to get to every single one of you that purchase from home is this authentic Carrie Fisher signed 8.5 by 11, I believe that's what it is, photo. And yes, there is some fading. We've got some fading to the photo. It was not stored properly, so we definitely have some fading. We have a little ink splotch right here where it was signed and must have got ink on a finger. So maybe there's a fingerprint. It could be a Carrie Fisher fingerprint right there. I don't know. We're gonna have to maybe send that off to be analyzed. But look how beautiful she is. I've never even seen this photo. It's just absolutely stunning. And then there is her signature, and it is absolutely ink that's on there. The ink is actually kind of faded off of, out of the lines a little bit. You can see there's just some fading from the ink because the photograph is having trouble even keeping the ink on there. It's aged so much, but it's absolutely stunning and amazing. I've already got it framed. It's inside of a frame because I have a whole bunch of other signed photos of other actors and actresses from Star Wars that I have picked up, and so I already had this frame, and it was like perfect. But man, this I cannot wait to get on the wall next to all of my other signed stuff. And this is what a find. I didn't even see this in the collection. I don't even know how it got here, but it must have been somewhere in the mix of all the Star Wars items. It got put into a box, and here it is. This is just unbelievable. I never thought I'd have a Carrie Fisher signature. They always go for so much money. And now I've got one in my collection. This is great. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite item was that I've pulled from this collection, something that you're looking forward to purchasing or bidding on eBay, or if you just love this thing right here, just give me a ditto in the comments because this is absolutely amazing. All right, we did it. We got through this adventure. Thank you so much for watching, getting to this point here at the end. This is just going to be a recap, an outro of everything that just happened. What a crazy adventure. A last-second decision that only happened because I had a couple months free up, basically. And so I reached out to this seller, and we talked on the phone. We communicated. Obviously, you've seen this video, and you can see that a lot of things kind of happened with this collection that were not part of the deal, as far as the reproductions and how incomplete many of these items were, condition issues, just there was broken pieces, all kinds of stuff happened. But you know what? This is what you have to do as a reseller. You got to make some decisions. And when I did the eye test, which is basically all I had time to do, in a dark garage, even though the film looks like it's very light in there, it really was not. And when you open those boxes trying to look inside to see what's complete, it's even darker. And so obviously this is a great learning experience. I think that I would never buy a collection this big ever again unless I'm able to spend days looking through it, making an inventory. If I can't do that, then I would have to offer a low ball price that still covers me. So, just if I do an eyeball test, I know exactly what I can see, and what I can see is what I'm going to offer for a price. And then anything else that would be inside would just be bonus that I could possibly make off of a collection like this. But it really didn't turn out as good as I hoped as far as the amount of the reproductions, and again, just incomplete items and whatever else. Right now I have tallied up everything, tallied up all the price points on very conservative sold items on eBay. I took a look at all the sold items that are exactly the same as what I have, in the same conditions and completeness and how many and all that stuff. And I took out the top price, the low price, because obviously somebody overpaid and somebody underpaid. And then we took an average, and then I came up with the average of what those items were. And then sometimes I knocked off even more off that, just to be like, okay, well, who knows? After I've sold 9 of these in a row, 9 weeks in a row, there's probably gonna be some of these that don't sell for as much as what the first ones did, because I'm now flooding the market with these different vehicles and playsets. And so it looks like, most likely I will break even. That is what's going to end up happening. I think what we'll end up doing is every one of my eBay listing videos, I think what we'll do is we'll have a tally going. So you can, when all those items sell on eBay each week, and I'm doing my recaps on the weekly Star Wars eBay listing videos, we'll just have a tally showing the total that sold for that week, how close we are to our goal. $50,000 is our goal. We've got to get to $50,000. And so over the next 2 to 3 months, I'm going to be selling all these items like crazy, hoping to get them all out of my garage and into your guys' collections. And then hopefully I break even. If I break even, great. Listen, I have tons of items to sell. It's giving me tons of content here on YouTube. It's never ending content, which has actually exploded. We're getting thousands of views on everything. It's just awesome. TikTok has gone nuts. I think there's 2 videos that are almost up to 20,000 views or something like that. I don't know. It's absolutely insane. And so, yes, would we go back in time and not have done this transaction? Yes, we would go back in time. I would not have done it. And, I would have still gone down and checked it out, but I just would have flown home without any of these items. I think that's what would have ended up happening. So again, learning experience. And then, I think what we're going to get from this is all those reproductions. I'm going to do an entire video on the reproductions. We're going to break it down. I'm going to show you what real ones look like compared to the fake ones, so that you can learn at home. I mean, the least I can do is I can put items in your collection, right? I can give you content, and then I can also do an educational type of video to show you these different reproductions. So you can check in your own collection before you buy something. You can look at this stuff, because man, as you saw from the reproductions, unbelievable, just the different items that were reproduced. I would have never guessed that people would be 3D printing some of these parts. It just doesn't make much sense to me. So anyways, we have a lot of good information to go over. A lot of good stuff's gonna be happening from this channel because of this collection. And I'm glad that you guys are here for the journey. If you could, before we go any further, before I keep talking, if you could support this video, support me, I need it. Hit that like, hit subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell notification, be notified all the upcoming content that's never ending here with the Star Wars Daddy. We have 2 to 3 full-length videos every single week. We have shorts on all the days that I don't release a full-length video. So you have content every single day. It just really never ends here with me. I hope you enjoyed all those gems, the things that I pulled out that I thought were cool from the collection. It was quite a lot of items and foreign releases, and many of them of which were in great condition, or they were complete and should sell for quite a premium. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they sell for a premium, because I need those items to kind of help boost some of the kind of losses that we've taken from these reproductions. There's one thing that I did not mention, which is I kept a Rancor monster in a box. It had the cardboard inserts, it had all the sales sheets inside of it, the box was beautiful, and he was still zip tied to the box, and I sent it off to be graded. So at some point, that will be coming back in 3 months or so from grading, and then I will recap that in one of my monthly mail haul videos or a CAS unboxing video, so you'll be able to see. So I'll be keeping that one. I'm keeping the Princess Leia signed print. Obviously, that's awesome. I'm keeping the helmet that he gave me that we thought was $500. Now it's $100, and anybody can purchase it on Amazon. And I think that's it. I don't think I'm keeping anything else from this collection. The lightsaber, the Master Replica Darth Vader might be staying in my collection. And if I need to sell it, then I will sell it. And I will sell it locally so that someone can come pick it up. Remember, if you're a member, okay, we saw a commercial halfway through this video. If you're a member, you have access to this collection ahead of time. If there's something that you want, you become a daddy member, which is the middle tier, or a big daddy member, which is the top tier. I will allow you to reach out to me through my email, which is in all the links of my videos down below, along with my TikTok and my Instagram, memberships, all that stuff, eBay. And you will allow you to purchase outside of eBay to help me with those fees. And I will give you, the pricing that I've been giving everybody else on things. And so then that way you can secure some of your items. So that's another feature that's happening here on memberships, is that early access or access at all times, whatever's left. By the time you become a member, you can ask me, what do we have? I'll send you pictures, and then you can go ahead and purchase it through me directly. Man, guys, this video has gone on long enough. What an adventure. What a learning experience. I'm glad you were here for this. Let me make the mistakes. Let me teach you guys at home. Let the stress and all the work happen here with me, and then you guys just sit at home, relax, enjoy all the content. I appreciate you being here for this journey. What a great experience. And I'm glad that I was able to make this happen and to entertain every single one of you. Until the next time. Oh my gosh, there is that membership only shirt. Wow, who is your daddy is correct. And that is how I end these videos. Who is your daddy? Oh, I'm an idiot. No, it is, wow, what has happened to him? Maybe that's blood stains from when he got torn open. We had the Canada.